Hey everybody, I'm back with another 3-Minute Thursday. I haven't seen you guys in a while, but that's because I've been recording another video series for security guard companies who are just getting started. And you remember how hard it was when you were just getting started. If you want to check out that series, I'll leave a link somewhere here for you to go check that one out. But today we're going to talk about some of the worst advice that I've ever received when I was trying to start a company. It was really bad advice. I mean, I can't believe how bad that advice was. Who would say that to an entrepreneur? Welcome to another 3-Minute Thursday. 3-Minute Thursdays, if you don't know, is a web series where I share with you all the things that I've learned over 18 years of being in the security guard industry. 18 years. Has it really been 18 years? 18? Man, I'm getting old. Lessons that I've learned over 18 years of being in the security guard industry, doing everything from begging prospects to let me into a vendor conference, to clearing an abandoned building after a security officer said that she was in the building with someone else, and we didn't hear from her after that. That was probably one of the scariest things that I have ever done. Hey, officer, are you in here? Oh, what was that? All right, so let's talk about that advice that I was given. That advice was not to worry about your competition. And that's some of the worst advice you could ever give to an aspiring entrepreneur. And I've heard various paraphrasing of that advice, and I think it can be really easily misinterpreted if you don't have the right perspective. When people tell you don't worry about your competition, what they should be telling you is don't obsess over your competition or don't try to be your competition. But telling an entrepreneur don't worry about your competition is a recipe for disaster. In fact, I believe the total opposite. I think you should be an expert on your competition because the expertise that you gain on your competitors is information that you can use to differentiate your company. God, it is getting loud out here. I'm gonna have to go inside. I'm sorry, let's take a break. Okay, much better. So let's say that you know your competitors are really bad at getting their invoices correct with their customers. Well, you could use that as a point of differentiation, telling prospective customers how you get it right. Or let's say your competitors are still using paper reports. Well, you can tell prospective customers how you use security guard management software to ensure better quality of service. Whatever those weak points are, make sure that you have a counterpoint to offer to prospective customers to tell them how you get it right. So how do you go about building up that competitive intelligence? There are generally 4 ways that I've always tried. The first is talking to ex-employees of competitors. Generally speaking, ex-employees are willing to tell you where all the bodies are buried. But not all ex-employees are created equally, so make sure you're taking that information with a grain of salt. The second is through prospective and current customers. So if you have a current customer who's being pursued by your competition, make sure that you get a proposal from that customer so you can get a little insight into what your competition is offering. And again, from potential customers as well. I used to ask prospects for copies of competitors' proposals all the time, and sometimes it worked, so make sure that you ask. The third method is pretty simple. Go to their website. So if your competition has hired a new VP of sales or they're planning on investing in some new endeavor, a lot of times that information will be on their website, so use it. The fourth is to set up Google Alerts so that you are notified anytime your competitors end up in the news. So if you don't know about Google Alerts, I'll probably do a video about that, let's call it next week. It's an incredibly powerful tool. There are probably another dozen ways to gain competitive intelligence. But one way that I've always refrained from doing is calling my competitors acting like a potential customer. I don't know, there seems to be something really dishonest about that for me. Is it just me? Or have you tried calling your competitors acting like a potential customer? Tell me about it in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you next week for another video in a new series about all the bad advice that I've been given. This should be interesting.